Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy CP. And in this video, I want to go ahead and try to break this down, but in a general overview, because I've been having people ask me about, what's your opinion on, the ObamaCare and the government shutdown, and people been asking me questions about it, but then at the same time, like, I've been seeing stuff on the news with certain pundits and, information that is just completely false majority of the time. And then, like, just even comments online, other videos online, it just seems like people have agendas, whether it be progressive, not progressive, but whether it be liberal or conservative. So let me preface this video by saying this, all right? I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a conservative. I'm not a Tea Party. I am an independent thinker, okay? I am my own person. I am somebody that flips the middle finger to the news on TV, and I will get on the internet and do my own research and verify and double check and triple check the things that I see and hear, so that way I'm informed, or at least I know what is going on and why. To explain this situation, we have to roll back the hands of time. We got to go back. We got to roll this back. All right. Back in 2009, okay? Back then, this is after Obama got into office in 2008. He came in and he had concerns about healthcare, just like all the other Americans had concerns about healthcare. We still do, okay? Because it's an issue. And through bipartisan effort, okay? Now, when I say bipartisan, this is not just my opinion. And the fact that the bipartisanship is not expressed enough lately, that's the dishonesty that pisses me off the most. Because it's like, look, this Affordable Health Care Act, aka Obamacare, first of all, the framework, the basic framework of the healthcare reform was built around Mitt Romney's healthcare reform that he created for the constituents in his state. We know this, but it seems like a lot of Republicans just have amnesia. A lot of people on the news just have amnesia. A lot of people forget. It's not like Obama just sat down and just magically wrote the bill himself. No, it was a bipartisan effort that was framed around Mitt Romney's initial healthcare reform. Okay? So now, they took the bill, it was introduced to the House of Representatives, but there were some conservatives, some Democrats that took issue with it. So they decided back then, okay, you know what, let's try to hammer this out. Let's try to, negotiate on some things and figure out what we should keep, what we should change, what we should let go. After going through this process, then it was reintroduced through the Senate. You know what I'm saying? Senate gets it. They same thing, they go through the changes, they negotiate some things, but in the long run, both, sides of Congress, both Democrat and Republican at the time, majority vote, yes, we want this to be into law. Majority of Americans said, yes, we think this is great, we want this to be into law, okay? So in 2010, Obama signs it, but it doesn't start until 2014, okay? So now we're at the end of 2013, all right? And now the government is trying to hammer out the budget and the debt ceiling and so on and so forth. But see, on the news, they're trying to say, conservatives are trying to say, especially, that clown Ted Cruz, with the Dr. Seuss and the Star Wars analogies and stuff. This guy's trying to say that, Obamacare is bad, it's this, it's that. We need to negotiate, we need to negotiate, we need to negotiate. A lot of conservatives like him are saying we need to negotiate. But then there's the other side of the Republican Party that's like, dude, I mean, this is old news. We've already agreed to this. This is already done. This is already signed into law. And let me not forget one more thing that the news people leave out. All right. And this is very important. Now, after the bill was passed, the bill was pretty much reviewed. What's the word for it? Not reviewed. The bill, they tried to repeal it. All right. They tried to repeal it. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times. Try 4 times 10 and then add a couple more times on that. Yes, this same Affordable Health Care Act that was a bipartisan effort, that was bipartisan agreed to, conservatives have been, just, we're going to repeal it, we're going to repeal it, we're going to repeal it over 40 times. And each time they're like, no, we're not going to repeal this. You don't have a valid enough argument to make us change our position. Here's another fun fact that they neglect to say on the news. This actually went to the Supreme Court. Yes, this went to the Supreme Court because they tried to say that it was unconstitutional. Supreme Court judge looks at it, they review it, and they say, this doesn't violate anything in the Constitution. I don't find this unconstitutional. The bill will stand. All right? So what's so comical about it now is that after all of this time, right, since it's budget time now, conservatives are trying to say, well, the Affordable Health Care Act, it's bloated, it's all Obama's fault, we can't afford to pay for it, we're not going to pay for it, so we're going to shut down the government. But conservatives, the train has already left the station, bro. It's a done deal. It was already signed into law 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago. The train has left the station. You've tried to repeal it over 40 times, and you were rejected and told no. You even went to the Supreme Court, and they told you it's fine. It's not unconstitutional. And now you want to be a crybaby about it and hold the government hostage? Is this how, really, is this how democracy works? So if you don't get your way, or if you don't get what you want, then you're just going to stop working for the government? You're just going to stop doing your job? And again, like I said, what this beef is really about is the fact that they don't want to pay for this shit. Because they feel like, well, why should we pay for this? We need more money for this and this and that. Because, look, now this is my opinion here, okay? This is my opinion. Even though the Affordable Health Care Act isn't perfect, Obama has said it out of his own mouth. A lot of people have said, like, look, we know it's not perfect, but doing nothing at all, like the way Republicans claim to want to do, saying that you can depend on private insurance, it has to be done. Doing nothing at all is even worse. It's worse. Okay? Now, if you want to know whether the Affordable Health Care Act helps you, don't listen to your mom, your cousin, your friend. Hell, don't even listen to me. Get on the internet and do some research and check it out for yourself. Find out the facts. They actually have a website now where you can go on there, put your information in, and it will tell you whether the Affordable Health Care Act will be beneficial for you or whether it'd be better to just go through private insurance or so on and so forth. Okay? It's not like you don't have options, but don't just go off of what he's saying or she's saying, your uncle, your co-worker, your nephew. No, do the research yourself and find out for yourself. And if you disagree with what I'm saying, dude, use the internet and do some research is all that I'm saying. Do the same thing that I did. Okay, like I said, I know in this video seems like I'm coming down hard on conservatives, but look, they brought this on themselves. They really did in this situation. I can't defend the conservative argument at all because, like I said, the facts remain that the whole point for this insurance situation is because it was a bipartisan effort. People need better health care coverage here in America, okay? And the problem is that the insurance carriers have been doing some crazy, ridiculous stuff where the insurance rates are going up, but the quality of health care is going down. People with pre-existing conditions were being denied. People that had had multiple surgeries, all of a sudden insurance companies are saying, oh, well, you're maxed out. We're not going to cover anything anymore. After you've been paying your premium for however long, you understand what I'm saying? Something had to be done, okay? And both Republicans and Democrats both agreed to it. But you have one faction of the Republican Party saying, oh, screw that, nah, I don't want to pay for it, I don't want to cooperate. But then you have the other half, like McCain, that's like, dude, you need to get with it. This is done, this is over. We need to run the government. We don't have time for this foolishness. We need to move on to other issues, and we need to pay for our debts, is what it comes down to. And I know that the bill hasn't been initiated yet. That's the point of the budget, is to say, okay, we signed into law, we need to allocate this much money to pay for this bill. But the issue's already gone. You can't go back now and say, oh, well, Obama doesn't want to do negotiations with us. He's already done that. And he's done it numerous times. And and Ted Cruz and all of them are saying, we want more. We want more. Well, what are you offering back in return? That's the point that I want to know from conservatives. If you're conservative out there, what has been the counter argument for this healthcare debate? Because I can tell you one thing right now, depending on private health insurance to do the right thing, it ain't gonna happen. This is the reason why we need to regulate health insurance, okay? This is one of the main reasons why. We live in a capitalistic society. Yes, I understand private health insurance is what helps things thrive and give quality health care. But look, if the quality of health care has been going down, but the premiums have been going up, CEOs are taking, $1 million trips and all this other nonsense because of money they've been skimming off the top from people that they're supposed to be taking care of that have policies with them. Do you think that's fair? Do you think that's right? Or do you think, oh, well, doing any kind of regulation on healthcare, that's socialism. That's the European French thing. It's like, look, at the end of the day, people need quality healthcare, man. Do you have any compassion for people? Because at the end of the day, we're all trying to live. We all want to be healthy, but it shouldn't be a situation where, okay, well, the Healthcare Reform Act is going to cost the government a little bit more, so we shouldn't do anything at all, and we should just continue to allow people to get sick and die. I mean, is that what you're basically saying? I don't know, but again, this is basically the situation 101. We'll see what happens, man. But I'll tell you another of my personal opinions. Obama's not giving up the Affordable Health Care Act. You can forget that shit. If he does, I'd be very surprised, because this is the one thing that he's done that when his term is done as president, people will talk about this for years. He's not going to let that go. He's not going to negotiate that. As far as the debt ceiling, I don't know. Time will tell. But I think y'all can pretty much forget about the Health Care Act being changed or anything along those lines. I just think at this point, like, all this back and forth bickering and shutting down the government, it just needs to stop. It's done. It's over with. Let's move on to new issues. But again, it's your boy CP, and I'm out. Peace.